Hello and welcome to our video on using polynomials in your CAS calculator. On the left hand side of the screen I've got the full calculator, and here's just a zoomed in version of the screen so you can see it a bit more clearly. We're going to be using the main section for this tutorial. If you have something written on the screen, you can clear all if you prefer to start with a blank screen, or you can just continue with your work before. Do check that you've got alg, decimal is fine, real and degrees down the bottom of your screen before you start working. First thing we're going to do is go to interactive and define, because we need to define our function or our polynomial. This is where, remember we talked about p of x or q of x? The calculator automatically gives it an f, which is fine. You can leave it as an f. The variable that you're using, a, b, c or x, needs to go in here. Most of the time we'll be using x. And you can type your expression in here. I've chosen x cubed plus x squared plus 2. Once you've entered that in, click OK, and the calculator doesn't seem to do much, but it tells you it's done. And what it has done is it's saved into the memory that f of x is this expression that you've saved there. Once you've got this, you can take your f of x and copy it down here, drag and drop. And instead of x, if we want f of 2, you can put a 2 in there, press exe, and it will evaluate f of 2 for you. You can keep going with whatever other numbers you need to put in, and it will instantly calculate it for you. So you can see if you had a long polynomial, it would be really useful to define it first, and then just put in your different numbers and it works out the solution for you. Be very careful when you are defining different functions and different polynomials, because once you define this function as f of x, it will stay in the calculator until you define something else. So it could be always useful from now on, when you start a new session on your calculator, to go up to edit, and we originally did clear all, but you can see this clear all variables. That's why that's there, so you don't accidentally use the polynomial you saved from your last session. Of course, if you want to keep the polynomial from your last session, don't do that one. Okay, next we're going to look at how you can expand a function. We're going to do this one slightly differently. I'm going to type one in first. Okay, so I've got a long one here, 2 sets of brackets, x squared plus 4 in the first set of brackets, x cubed plus 4x squared plus 2 in the second set of brackets. I'm going to highlight it this time and go to interactive, and we're going to transform this polynomial. So transformation. In this menu we have simplify. We don't want to simplify it just yet, but we do want to expand it. So you can click on expand, and because I've highlighted it in the original, it will automatically show up here. If you'd forgotten to highlight, this would be blank and you'd need to type it in here. So up to you which method you use, but I find this one a little bit faster. Leave it on expression, that's completely fine. Click OK, and it will expand it out fully for you. Also, if you've got a really long polynomial that's got lots of different like terms that you will need to simplify, you can type in the whole long polynomial, highlight the whole thing, and you'll notice here, because mine's so long, it goes across the screen, so you can just press the arrow to see the second half of it. Highlight the whole thing. Interactive. We're transforming it by simplifying it, and simplifies right there, and it's simplified it all in one go. So the CAS is a really useful tool for you when you are in your exam and you need to simplify and expand things really quickly. So this will be useful for exam 2. Other areas under transform, factor is one that we've used with quadratics, and we'll learn how to use it with polynomials in a future lesson. Thanks for watching the video today.